Hi, everybody. Here's the thing. I know in 2024 life is very difficult and everybody is trying really very hard to make ends meet, and we all know that the rich are getting richer at the expense of the poor. But I still know there are lots of people like me who are struggling and trying, to do something to become like a cross-border trader and to sell internationally to make some money. And most of you believe that maybe eBay is a good place to start off with. Yeah, lots of people have made comparisons between eBay and Amazon or any other marketplace, and it seems like no one of them is perfect. But I really want to be honest to you that eBay is the worst marketplace for everyone who have a big dream. Yes, the thing is, if you are a seller on eBay and you sell items that cost less than $50, you don't have to worry about this, maybe, because even if you are making a profit of just $1, it doesn't really mean much to you. It doesn't really mean much to you. But if you're a seller selling on eBay and you're selling things that cost like $1,000 and above, it is really a bad idea to consider eBay as a marketplace to sell. All right, why do I say that? Sorry for my bad English, but I will be very brief. So look at this. My account total funds shows that I have a negative balance of 460.33 US dollars. Why is that? Okay, so I'll give you the reason why. So let me take you straight to there. Okay. Well, sorry, this thing has to come up in Chinese first because my account is registered in Hong Kong, and I'm a seller from Hong Kong. So here is what's going on. The reason why I'm having a negative balance is because I have sold something on eBay. I sold it for 4,093 Canadian dollars. Actually, this is not the actual cost of what I sold, and I would explain to you further. But as you can see, eBay took 631.56 Canadian dollars as charges or as commission fee for the stuff I sold. The thing is, the reason why my account is having a negative balance is because I did not ship the order. I had to tell the buyer to cancel the order because it was Chinese New Year and I couldn't ship it. But this is how eBay does it things. So look at it. Item price number. So the item I sold for 4,057 Canadian dollars, and then there is an additional amount of shipping, a very small amount. Then eBay also adds taxes to the amount for which I sold the item. So finally, eBay says the item cost $4,338.5. This is for them to calculate their commission. So they are calculating commission on the value of the good, and then the shipping cost, and then the money they are asking for charges. So they said based on that calculation and something like the rate is 13.25%. So they are calculating 13.25% on $4,338.5 for something that they only sold for $4,057. So finally, eBay takes 574.86 dollars as commission, and then they take an additional $56.40 as commission for the say cross-border transaction fees. That is really terrible. Okay, so finally, eBay wants to take a total of $631.26 as commission. So now let's think about it. First, something costs $457, and actually I only said shipping was like $37. The reason why most sellers like me wants to put shipping fee very cheap or free, it's just because if you make buyers think that they are paying a lot for shipping, and then they might feel reluctant. But honestly, shipping is not cheap. If you want to sell your stuff on eBay and you want to ship this item to the buyer so that the shipping goes fast, say something between 4 to 10 business days, and then that kind of shipping with UPS or DHL is really expensive. It can be twice the initial amount of the value of the good if the price of the item was really small, or it can be up to 15% of the value of the good if the price of the good was like really high, something over $2,000 and higher. Shipping can be up to 15%. That's honestly true, and this is something buyers should know. But what buyers should know even more is that you are paying a lot for something that you shouldn't pay because of eBay. Maybe the real cost of this thing could be like $3,000. And then because I have to pay for shipping, the price goes to up to like, 4,000, like $3,800. And then I am trying to make a little profit of like 100 or $200 for something that costs up to $4,000. So the price goes to like, $4,000, right? But when eBay adds the charges and the taxes and everything, it makes the price even higher, and the buyer has to pay for that. And then eBay takes all of it as commission and leaves the seller with little or nothing as profit. So originally this thing only cost like $2,000, but buyers have to pay so much just to get that thing. This is the truth, and all of this is not because of the seller, but it's because of eBay. When eBay puts a lot of taxes and charges and commission, that makes it very hard for sellers, and sellers are just like killing themselves without making any profit. So the honest truth is, if this thing could just be in your own country and you could buy it from your country, it was made in your country, it will be probably much cheaper. Or if buyers could contact sellers directly and say they want to buy this stuff without going through a marketplace like eBay, and then you'd buy it really, really cheaper because the seller doesn't really want to make so much profit. Even if they could just get something like $200, I think that's enough. But everything comes in because of eBay and shipping. Yeah, UPS takes a lot of money or DHL for shipping, but that's because they have a business to operate and they have taxes to pay. But what about eBay? That's just an online marketplace. Why are they taking so much for taxes and all of this? You can see this for yourself. The item cost $4,057. eBay puts taxes and the shipping fee, and it goes to almost $4,340, and they are taking like finally they take $631.26, and all of this money is paid by the buyer. So eBay is not a good marketplace for sellers, and at the same time, it's not a good marketplace for buyers. I mean, online marketplaces should consider charging commission on the profit, not the entire cost of the good. Because when they charge commission on the entire cost of the good, that makes it really, really high, and sellers cannot stay on in business because they don't make any profit. Or at most, marketplaces like eBay shouldn't charge more than 7%, but they are charging up to 13.25%, and then an additional fee that is considered as cross-border fee. That is really terrible. And that cross-border fee is 1.3%. So when we look at it in total, eBay charged almost 15% on the amount that the item was being listed for, which is what makes the cost of goods on eBay really, really very expensive. And this is something most buyers and sellers may not have noticed. And I thought I should bring it today to your notice because it is really, really terrible. It sucks. Thank you very much for watching. And once again, sorry for my poor English, but I was just trying my best to, let you know about this. And you could probably avoid marketplaces like eBay and probably Amazon. I don't have any comments for Amazon today. Maybe that would be in another video. And there is another bad marketplace, C discount in francs. It is just like eBay. And okay, I forgot to say something, so let me come back to read. So why does my account has a negative balance of $460.33? Because I didn't ship the item. I didn't ship it. So I didn't ship it, and eBay says they are not going to give back the commission charges they took from me because I didn't ship the item. And when I asked why, they said it is because it was not the buyer who canceled the order, but it was me who canceled the order. So they won't give me back, the commission they took. But that's really horrible because on the same day the buyer placed the order and I knew it was Chinese New Year and I cannot ship the order, I contacted the buyer and said, please, you have to cancel the order because I cannot ship it, and the buyer was just fine with that. But when the buyer tried to cancel the order, there wasn't any option for the buyer to cancel the order because eBay knew what they were doing. And I contacted eBay and said, okay, I want to cancel this order. In fact, I have canceled this order. eBay said, you cannot cancel the order because you don't have sufficient fund in your account. How is it possible that I don't have sufficient fund in my account for an order I have not accepted and for money I have not received from the buyer? And eBay even puts the money on hold for 45 days until the buyer successfully received the goods before eBay will release the money to me. So what did they mean when they said I don't have sufficient fund in my account? So look at it. Of all the total amount that the item was sold for, what I could have received was $2,515, and what eBay was taking was 460.3 US dollars. And when I didn't ship the order and I had to refund the money to the buyer, eBay refunds the total money to the buyer, but eBay wants to keep $460.33. Why? How can I be paying eBay for an item I didn't sell and I didn't make any profit? I mean, just consider if you were a small seller trying to do business and you meet something like this. How do you stay in business? I know marketplaces that won't charge you because you decide to refund money to a buyer and not to ship the order. There are marketplaces that don't charge anything. Like they just refund the buyer and they don't put any charges on you. That's much reasonable. And one of such marketplaces I will recommend is Allegro in Poland. There is a marketplace in Poland called Allegro. Allegro does not charge any commission if you decide not to ship an order and you refund the money to the buyer. And I think Amazon also does the same, but I'm not really sure. I have to check again, and maybe next time I'll let you know. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching.